So another day, another just weird situation, you know, with Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever and people around. We obviously have seen the Scott Agnes article here, where he basically said that Caitlin Clark, that Caitlin Clark brings a dark side to the Fever, and her fans are like a negative on the team, and it's a struggle dealing with her fans.
So, are the Fever really thinking about trading Caitlin Clark? That's the rumor swirling online, and the vibes are getting weirder than a halftime mascot race. Did she score too much? Smile too big? Move too many jerseys? Something's off, and it's not the pregame meal. Stick around. We're diving into the chaos, connecting the dots, and maybe exposing the dumbest front office idea in recent memory. Popcorn ready? This one's about to be hotter than a Clark Logo 3.
Good win by the Indiana Fever today versus the Seattle Storm, but I got a big concern with Caitlin Clark, man. So looks like the Fever been figuring things out, man. So let's just say Clark comes back toward the end of the season. Fever do their thing in the playoff. Let's just say, for the sake of my argument, the Fever win the championship, man. With Caitlin Clark having missed pretty much most of the regular season, would this championship not hold that much weight? Because I can already see the haters saying she missed most of the
Let's be real. If the Fever even think about trading Caitlin Clark, they might as well pass out "we quit" signs with every ticket stub. Think Indiana traffic is bad? Just wait for the stampede of fans sprinting to whatever team lands number 22. We're talking about the most marketable, most searched, most talked about player in women's sports, and you trade her for what? A bag of used warm-up towels and a future second rounder? Please.
He literally said, and he was like, there are some people that are not here for basketball, not here for the Fever, but are only here for Caitlin Clark. It's like, if you're a fan of a player and you're here for the basketball and you're there watching games and everything, you're a fan of a player playing basketball. I don't see there's an issue with that. And according to his thing, to him, he was talking about how it was such a struggle for the team, and obviously someone who has access to the team. And he mentioned that, you know, the fans coming on saying,
if the Fever pulled the trigger on trading Caitlin Clark, their arena would go from packed house to echo chamber faster than you can say worst trade in sports history. Right now, Clark is the show. She's not just selling out games, she's selling out entire cities. Concession stands, wiped clean, merch tables, ransacked like Black Friday at midnight. Even grandma's rocking a number 22 jersey. And we're supposed to believe they'd throw all that away like yesterday's box score?
A little disappointed in Sophie's take is that, I mean, she's right. It's just that she did say, and I thought this was a better explanation, she was saying that when she played in Phoenix, that she was in the locker room, and so many of the players in the locker room were saying things like, oh, we're going to show Caitlin Clark what the W is really about, and would sort of go after her. And in some ways you can understand that because she was a rookie in the league. But ultimately, when you see all this vitriol of people who cannot stand her, it's like, okay, well, what has she done wrong? Yeah, she's a great basketball player.
The math just isn't matching. You don't trade the one player who dragged your franchise from background noise to primetime drama. Before Clark, most of the WNBA couldn't even pick the Fever logo out of the lineup. Now, they're the Beyoncé of the league, front, center, and always trending. That's not strategy. That's Caitlin.
A badass and a trash talker, and gives it as good as she gets it. And she is an object of scorn for good reason. She's awesome. She's swaggery. She does turn your home crowd into a road crowd. She is a frustrating player to guard all of it. And if she is, for some of these teams, a bit of a villain, that's sweet. It only will make her better. She is already one of the 3 or 4 best players in the sport, as a lot of us thought she would be in short order.
If the Fever pulled the trigger on a trade, they'd also be firing their only shot at relevance. Let's be honest, Clark isn't just a player. She's a one-woman media machine. Cameras trail her like she owes them rent. Every shot she takes hits 5 sports shows, 3 podcasts, and your cousin's TikTok before the buzzer even sounds. Trade her, and that spotlight, gone. Poof. Vanished like your playoff hopes in mid-June, and here's the kicker, wherever Clark goes instantly becomes America's team. Doesn't matter if it's Seattle, Minnesota, or some town with more cows than people. Put 22 on the jersey and suddenly that franchise has more fans than the Super Bowl. They'll go from who to take my money faster than Clark drains a logo 3. Meanwhile, the Fever would be stuck hyping up a gritty little rebuild, playing to a half-empty arena that used to feel like an event. Cute. Like anyone believes those sold-out crowds showed up for good defense and community outreach. That's like saying people flocked to Disneyland for the churros. No. They came for Mickey Mouse. And Caitlin Clark is Mickey Mouse.
Posted this about Caitlin Clark to give like the official what is going on with Caitlin's injury. So they said Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week, which confirmed that no additional injuries or damage was discovered. Clark will continue working with the medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for her return. But I do think it's interesting that ESPN has listed August 12th as a possible return date for Caitlin Clark, but the internet noticed something specific that Holly Rowe had to say on the broadcast. Holly Rowe said that before the last return after a quad injury, she had no—
This isn't a normal fan base. This is a full-blown movement. These people aren't just watching. They're traveling. They're posting. They're turning WNBA League Pass into the hottest streaming service of the summer. You think they'll stick around and cheer for the Fever's next chapter if Clark's doing trick shots in another city? Absolutely not. They'll follow her wherever she goes, like Swifties, but with better free throw form. There's a delusional idea floating around that once Clark's gone, the team will still be competitive and fans will stay loyal. To that, I offer a very respectful good luck. Because unless you're replacing her with a genetically engineered super player who can hit threes, play point, sell tickets, win MVP, and cure boredom all at once, you're not getting even close. You're getting tumbleweeds and regrets. Let's talk money. Trading Caitlin Clark wouldn't just be a bad basketball move. It would be financial malpractice. Letting her go would be like Apple firing Tim Cook and replacing him with a Roomba.
She didn't play most of the games to get them to the playoffs, all of that. She won a championship and she was hurt most of the season, and the team was out there winning games without her. I can already see people saying that, man. So I'm just curious, man, because I'm thinking like, damn, Clark has missed a lot of this time. You play the regular season to get to the playoffs. Clark has missed, most of the season so far. So if she won a title this year, having been injured most of this season, and then her first championship would be her being hurt most of the time, how would that championship rank for y'all? Would it not hold that much weight? Would it just be, a win is a win?
And please, spare us the maybe it's best for both sides spin. Best for who? The accountants? The poor merch guy stuck slapping team effort on t-shirts no one's buying? Or the PR intern rewriting tweets at 2 a.m. to explain why the arena echoes now? This isn't addition by subtraction, it's subtraction by delusion. Trading Clark would be a masterclass in burning your own house down while high-fiving yourself for discovering fire. The only thing you'd add is chaos, and an endless parade of where did it all go wrong? Think pieces. Because this isn't just about basketball anymore. It's brand. It's identity. It's cultural momentum. Unless the Fever has secretly figured out how to clone Caitlin, then somehow train clone Clark to shoot sharper, talk sassier, and look even cooler in slow motion, there's no trade package worth the fallout. No bundle of picks, players, or empty promises can pack arenas, light up scoreboards, and set social feeds ablaze the way she does.